G'day guys, it's Dave here from Old Rigs Down Under. A little while ago I did a short video on this Cranvel crane here, just outlining a couple of repairs that needed doing. They were probably overdue then, so I guess that still makes them overdue now. So the main job is just to fix up a couple of fuel leaks. As you can see, it's been dribbling for a little while. So yeah, I'm just going to get rid of these couple of old filters here and just replace it with a single inline filter and a bit of new hose. We'll leave that lift pump as it is down there. And yeah, just clean it up a little bit and make it so it doesn't leave a patch on the ground everywhere you drive it. I mean, with this crane here, as you can imagine, there's times there, where the thing will just be idling away, and when I'm here by myself, I quite often use that block and tackle on the end of it, so I've got a bit more control over the job and I don't have to be walking back to the lever of the crane all the time. But there's also plenty of times, lifting something heavy where I don't have the block and tackle, and I'm always just using this lever here, so be walking from this spot around to where you're working, back to this spot and so forth. So sometimes it'll idle in the one spot for 5 minutes or something like that, and you always just end up with a bloody patch of diesel on the ground and sick of it making a mess. So now's the time to do something about it. So I'll just start it up and just show you what it's doing. And this one here, it's got a lever to start it. Probably wasn't the smartest idea. I had that pipe off this morning, so yeah, that's got air in it, so that won't start. So well, we won't worry about that for now. But anyway, it's got a crack or a pinhole in this filter housing, and it's also dribbling on occasion from the one up here too. So I'm just going to do away with both of them, put a single filtration unit on it, give it all a good clean up, put a little bit of hose on it, and it'll just dry it up and be a bit neater, and yeah, try and make it look like someone owns it. So that's the project for today. The first thing I want to do here is just give it all a bit of a clean up. So I've just got a glass bowl type filter, with a little cartridge filter on it, and that'll give this thing enough filtration for what I'm doing. The lift pump's still okay, so at this stage I'm going to leave it. The leaks just appear to be in those filter housings rather than the lift pump itself. So that's the plan anyway. So just a little bit of maintenance on the old thing. It doesn't owe me much. It's been a terrific old crane. I've used it a lot. I don't know how I ever got by without it. Take off both sides of this, and then we'll just get rid of this filter housing here. It always starts. It doesn't seem to ever drain the fuel back. I mean, other than just now when I tried it, but that was because I had that pipe off earlier this morning and all the fuel drained out of it. But oddballs, give you the shits. So I'll get rid of both of these housings off here. Then just work out the best place to put the new housing. I reckon up here might be better. That way it's not in the road of the injector lines like this one is. So So there's one of the filters there. Exactly sure where it's been leaking from, but it shoots a stream of diesel just out of it like that. So anyway, we'll make it better. That's what it's all about, isn't it? Just got to improve everything. I mean, you could even see the thing just leaking there as it was sitting before, so. So this one here, we'll get rid of this pipe here, which of course is a different size. Might be a bloody tap there, I reckon. Right, so that taps off there, so that leak of the lift pump should stop. I just don't know if if that's going to be coming from the fuel that's already in that filter up there, or if it'll run through that lift pump if you've got a full tank of fuel. Either way, that'll be good so we don't lose too much. Oh, yeah, 7/16 at the top, always different size. Rightio, get this filter off here now. Another socket for that, I think. All look to be original fitment on the Fordson. So I won't throw them away, but I'll just do it a bit simpler and a little bit neater. Okay. So that's got our first filter off. So we are back to just having the lift pump there. So very shortly, I'll just show you what we're up against. Show you what I'm going to do. Just put these nuts and bolts back on here so that I don't lose them. Looks like I've already done that. Anyway. Right. So what we've got here, got our lift pump, right? So fuel comes down from the tank to a little screen there into the lift pump. Still dribbling a bit, so maybe that tap's not so crash hot. But anyway, I won't be here for too long. So I can either put the new filter there because it'll probably bolt onto them, but I just don't want it to be in the way of these injector lines. If not, do have that area there where the old housing came from. So this is the new style that's going to go on. So yeah, it's a lovely fit. So I might be able to use the outside couple of ports and make it work that way. If not, it would be up there like that, which wouldn't be the worst thing in the world either. Anyway, I'll have a bit of a dick around with that and see what I can come up with. Right, I've just dummy fitted the filter on there, so it's good I can use those existing bolts. If you look at the port orientation there, you can have your fuel coming in on either side. So there's going to be okay. I'll show you the style of fitting I'm using. So just got that ball in the end of them which seals on a chamfered surface inside the housing. So that's almost in a direct line with the lift pump, there down to there. So just a bit of 5/16 or 8mm hose to go from there to there. That'll be the in. And then similar thing on the way out. I've just used a 90° on the back of that fuel pump, and we're almost in a direct line between there and there. So I think it speaks for itself. There's not an extraordinary amount of room, but it's not going to foul on anything. You've still got full movement there. So I think that's going to give us what we need. That way we've got a sight glass in there. We can see if any water and filth's getting in there, and we've got the filtration here. So I think that'll be a pretty good thing. So I might just tighten everything up and put some hoses on it and turn the fuel tap back on and see if we can bleed a bit of fuel through it. So just getting all tightened up. And then that way I can push a bit of hose onto these fittings. Seven 16th or 11 mil through the top of him. Rightio, let's cut a bit of hose. Got a couple of little clamps here. Always like Trident clamps, reckon they go together well. It's probably a little bit loose, that 8 mil. Been happy with that. It's 5/16. Just pushes on a bit tighter. Clamps on it. Screwdriver's not real handy. Have to call in some reinforcements there, I think. Fucking hopeless. Got a little bit of work coming up with this crane, and yeah, I was just sort of sick of it leaving mess everywhere it goes, and diesel's not exactly cheap enough to be thrown away. So yeah, it was time to do something about it. Here's where you usually cut too much off it and realise that you're out of hose and you can't join it back together. So anyway, hopefully we'll be right here. Rightio. So we've got a bleed port on this filter, which I probably won't have a spanner for just here. So we'll turn this tap back on here. So we've got fuel, fitting going straight from there on that lift pump right up to the new assembly. Got a bit of fuel starting to get into that filter now. Wonder if that'll keep going. I have to keep pumping. Yeah, so there's obviously not enough fuel in the tank yet to bring it all the way through. The handle's broken off the lift pump, but I don't think the lift pump's leaking, so at this stage I'll leave it. So yeah, I'll see if we can get a bit closer to the action there. Try not to block your view too much. So what we're aiming for is just for a bit of fuel to come out through the top there. Once it's to there, we can bleed the fuel pump through there. Yeah, bloody thumb's a bit sore. Bloody prick of a thing that. Usually rely on it just being primed, and you don't usually ever have to touch it, so. There we go. Look at that. Oh, we're going. Drink that bugger there. So you've got some good fuel there now. She might nearly started that. Righto guys, well I reckon that's a pretty successful result for the old Cranvel. Well, it's Fordson Super Major on a Cranvel Crane. So at the moment that looks to be dry, so I'm just going to take it around and give it a wash up now, and then just keep an eye on it while I'm using it. But I think that it's all pretty basic stuff there, and it's all pretty easily obtainable. So yeah, it just goes to show you, if you were setting up something from scratch, it's pretty easy. Doesn't matter if you've got one of these or an engine that you're going to run a bore with, or anything. These sort of housings and glass bowls and things are all pretty easily obtainable. Most spare parts outlets that have access to CAV parts or Perkins parts or Sparex parts or anyone like that, you'll be able to just buy one. They're a pretty generic thing, and you can get different micron filters, for different levels of protection for your system. That aside for one moment, we do have to address a fairly serious issue here at Old Rigs Down Under. And now I know what most of you are thinking, and I don't blame you for it. you're wondering where you can obtain one of these magnificent scone garments. Yeah, this one's starting to lose a little bit of colour, so I think I'm just about due for a replacement. So I might get one with old rigs down under on the front of it, and maybe we'll see what it wants to do on the flap hat. But anyway, let me know what you reckon. If you're interested in one, I could possibly hook you up with one. We'll get a run of them. Be the greatest thing since canned beer. But anyway, all that aside, I think this is a good repair. Pretty basic repair. Like I said, I'll give it a wash, clean it up and monitor it. But yeah, I reckon it'll be a good thing. So I hope you're able to get something out of it. Only a pretty basic video, but yeah, one of those repairs that I should have done months ago, but it's done now. Got good filtration there. We can see what's in the system. This has always got clean fuel in it anyway. But yeah, good repair, and yeah, I think we'll leave it there. So thanks very much for watching, guys, and like I say in all the videos, please like it, leave a comment, good or bad, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and please tell your mates that haven't subscribed to subscribe and come over and watch some of the videos, or all of the videos really, and we'll keep on building it. So thanks a lot, guys. We'll see you on the next one.